There we go. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whew. Okay. You go over there. You attach that side. You go over there. Okay. Copy that. And at everyone live right now. Staining my deck. Stream. Printing stuffs for project. Come hang out and join the fun. Boom at everyone. There we go. Okay, that's that. Okay, live chat. There we go. Should be on please waiting, but I'm not because I hit the wrong button, so you can see me while I get everything set up. Hi everyone, just pretend you don't see me right now. Okay. I have paint all over me, by the way. Okay, linking thumbnail. There we go. Okay. More fan. There we go. Okay. Don't need you. Why is you still out here? You go over here. You go over here. Ah. You come over here. You come over here. You go there. You go there. Okay. Garbage. Okay. Hello. For the eventual carbide fun. Carbide. Do I have my lights on? No, I'm missing lights. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm sorry for the late stream today. TLDR. Ooh, why is my light not working? Oh, it helps if you plug your light in. Lights work better when you actually plug them in. There we go. Yeah, studio lights work better when you actually plug them in. Hello everyone, sorry I'm late. I was out on my deck. I was getting my deck all stained because my deck is old and I had to get it all wet and then sand it and then clean my deck, and then I was staining my deck. So now my deck is all nice and shiny and new. But it's not quite done because I had to come in here. So I'm going to have to go and work on my deck later. Yeah. If you know, you know. Also, I think I sliced my leg open. Did I slice my leg open or I just scratched the hell out of it? I just scratched the hell out of it. It costs 80% more than it did 6 months ago. God damn. Hey, Jake. Jake. Where is it? Oh, did I put it away? I think I put it away. I think I finally put it away. Oh, here it is. Ha. Are you in here? You are in here. Ooh. Hey, Jake. Carbide. Ooh, carbide. Actually, that's a carbide cap. Ooh. Carbide. You got all. Ooh. You want half-inch ball cutter end mills? Carbide. Ugh. Totally all a bunch of stuff I didn't borrow from work and then had in my toolbox when I quit and never gave back. Totally not. Okay. What are we doing today? Today's stream is one of those streams that I probably should have canceled because I'm late because I had to eat something before going live. So yeah, I'm here now. If you're wondering what I was doing, I had to sand this. I spent my day power washing and sanding my deck. So much so that I broke my sander. My sander is dead. I need to buy a new sander because I really should have did it last year, but the weather was kind of crappy when I meant to do it. You need like a whole week of dry, warm weather. It needs to fully dry out the deck. And then you need to prep it, clean it, sand it, power wash it, sand it again, clean it off, let it dry thoroughly. Then you got to stain it, and then you need a couple days of nice warm weather for it to properly cure, and then you can have it rain. So last year I never got around to staining it, and the deck got worse than it probably should have been. So I had to like do a lot of work to get it cleaned up so that I can stain it again today. So literally this morning I brought the little guy to school. I came home and I went right out back, and I've been painting and sanding and prepping. I'm on the painting stage. I literally have paint on me and like, yeah, well, stain on me. So I literally like ran inside, ate a sandwich, and now I'm here. So yeah. Yes, this is totally a just wing it printed chill stream today. We are totally YOLOing it. So, what you want to do today? Last year all cedar. My deck is a couple years old. I have photos of it, but they're on like on my Facebook from when I did. I don't think I have any pictures of it from. Yeah, I don't have any pictures on my YouTube roll of it. But yeah, it's just a regular deck. It's nothing fancy. I didn't use any synthetic boards, or I just used normal deck shit when we built it like 9-10 years ago. Yeah, I think this is the second time I've had to restain it. Normally you got to restain it every couple of years, but usually what I do is like, I did it, and then the last time I stained it, I just did like the boards. And now I got to do the boards and the vertical surfaces, which suck, and it's annoying, and I hate it. Okay. What are we doing today? We're going to do a couple things. One, this thing prints like shit. This prints like shit. As you can see, the print that we started on the Saturday stream did not go too well. Print finish is kind of poop. It's like partially, it's semi under extruded. We're oozing all over the place. It's not working too good. And I think part of the reason, we also had a couple layer shifts because stuff got bumped around. So I'm assuming what happened is we had a couple layer shifts, and the layer shifts, caused it to not dock up properly. So when it didn't dock up properly, it dropped one of the tool heads. It dropped this tool head. Nothing seems broken, luckily. Nothing is broken as far as I can tell. But it is a bit borked. It is a bit borked. So what I'm thinking of doing, we're going to play around with some slicer sites. We're going to try a dual color print. Instead of going right for 4, we're just going to try 2, I think. We're just going to do a dually color print, see how that goes. And then we're going to adjust a few things. And then the other thing I want to do is I need some art for the backyard. I need some art. I'm not even wearing the right hat today. Oh my God. You could tell today's stream was a bit like bleh. I need some art. What do I mean some art? I want to do this. If you were around during the last Friday's stream, when we looked at the community print showcase, somebody submitted a project that I think was really cool, and I kind of want to do one myself. Let me see if I can find it, because it was in here. So I'm totally going to steal this person's idea. I'm assuming they're not the first one to do it. If they are, cool. This was showcased on the community member stream. Essentially, they printed just an infill, like no bottom layers, just infill print of a tree stump. And then they covered it with cement, and then they made a little planter out of it. I want to do this. I'm going to do this. So the thing is, though, I don't want to do just a tree stump. I was brainstorming last night. I don't want to do just a tree stump. I want to do a deco tree. I want to do an Ocarina of Time Deku tree so that we can have, you know, moss and whatnot growing out of the top of it to be the Deku tree. So, yeah. We are going to try and find a Deku tree. So if you're wondering what this is, essentially you print the entire print and you use it as a form. So you print it out of just like infill, only Benchy style. So you print it out of just infill, and then you use the infill as the mesh for concreting. Mount it on a wall. I'm not going to mount it on a wall. This is going to be sitting on the ground in my backyard so that I can, like, in a little area. I have a little area that has, I've got a little area around the tree that's just like, I'm going to be putting a, I don't know, one of those like yard landscape wall things to prevent grass growing. And I'm going to put a bunch of mulch and shit, but I want this to be there so we can grow some stuff out for the Portland Cement Fund. Andrew Rogers, $10. Cheers and appreciate it. So we're going to find a print and we're going to print that. And also I owe Prusa a Core 1L video because I haven't actually done a video on the Core 1L since they sent it to me. I did streams, but I haven't done an actual proper video on it. So we're going to tie that in. So we're going to print it all on the Core 1L. So to get this movable feast underway though, we need to print with this. And I need to figure out why this thing is printing like Dookie. Because I don't want this printing like Dookie. I want it printing betterer. So, home. Oop, no, what did I hit? What did I hit? What did I hit? Go back. Filament. Unload. There we go. Have a large oak. I don't have oak trees in my backyard. I have 2 maple trees in my backyard. So, I'm doing a bunch of like yard work lately in the backyard, trying to get it all cleaned up and everything. Because last year we did like the final clear out of everything. But here, this picture kind of shows, this is an older picture, but you get the idea. This tree right here has a big, is going to have a, or not this tree, there's another tree in the backyard. Not this one, there's like another one off screen. But essentially it's got a, these are getting cleaned up. These have been cleaned up. This is what happens when you let the backyard go for a year. It's got a bunch of cedar chips around it and it's just a boring thing. So I just want to have that little Deku tree growing there. Just kind of a little art, like a fairy garden. Yeah. As, Rose was saying there, like a fairy garden. So that kind of thing. The more eco-friendly, usable, still a good idea. I mean, let's be honest. Everything we print is garbage. It is horrible for the environment. I'm going to use PETG because PETG has good layer adhesion. So using just infill to support it, because infill is single wall, should be pretty strong, and I don't have to worry about it like, because concrete is an exothermic reaction. It generates heat as it sets. I don't want to use PLA because PLA might warp. And ABS might not have the layer adhesion at single wall, so I'm going to go with PETG. The normal way of doing this is you use metal mesh. So metal mesh, plastic mesh, it's still man-made shit. And it's going to be covered in concrete anyway, so who cares? So, first things first, let's figure out why this is printing like Dookie. Let's figure out why this printer is printing like Dookie. So, one thing I noticed is these. These are kind of catching on each other as it's doing its thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the middle two so that they're up higher so that we have some clearance for when they go underneath. Because I'm noticing this one is catching on this one and this one is catching on this one. So the outer two are catching on the middle two. So what we're going to do is take off our back cover here. I love the fact that these are magnets. I love magnets. I love refrigerators. And we're going to try, and actually let me get this home to get this out of the way. Yeah, see how it's catching? So we're going to extend the middle two up more so that it's got a bit more clearance. So if anyone happens to know of a good STL for the Deku tree for like a planter, can you share it in the Discord? Also, apparently, somebody mentioned this on the Twitch stream yesterday. On Friday's stream, we're going to be unboxing a FlashForge Creator 5. It's their tool changer. Apparently, they put out a reply in regards to the criticisms they were receiving about open source and a bunch of stuff, you know, current 3D printer drama bullshit. If anyone has a link to that, can you also post that in the Discord? Otherwise, I'll have to go hunting and find it. Because we're going to be unboxing that printer on stream Friday and setting it up. And, yeah, it's like I have to unbox it because they sent it to me and I agreed to unbox it and all that. So, you know, verbal contract and all that jazz. But if they're being shady in their shenanigans, we gotta mention it. So. Also, don't forget, every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. So link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. Best way to support the channel. What is that? Oh, scouts. Creator 5 Pro. Well, I don't know, because apparently, like, somebody was saying they put out a, like, FlashForge. They put out a, like, hey, no, that was in error or something, like. Let me see if it's on Twitter. FlashForge. Yeah, because this is the printer we got. We got the Creator 5. And this is, yeah, somebody was saying they put out a thing in response to that, because I know, like, Lewis Rossman put out a video calling him out, but there was something, somebody said they said something, so. Posted a Deku tree. Nice. Let's take a look. By the way, Chevron, yes, I would totally go for some Boule de Berlin. So Berlin, I'm assuming these are Berlin donuts. Is that what they are? I could totally go for some sweet puffy pastries, but unfortunately, I'm trying to be healthy. Deku tree. Why does this look like AI? This better not be AI. Download. Please log in to download models. Fuck you, Bamboo. I'm not logging in. You're not stealing all my data. Private window? Nope. Fuck off. Nope, not using that model then. I refuse to. If your service requires me to log in, I'm assuming you're stealing my information for reasons, and I don't trust you. Oh, it's a mighty fine deck. Very nice deck. You got a little solar panel there. Very nice. My backyard is not that fancy. My backyard is not that fancy. My backyard is not that fancy. Vanilla cream. I know. They're like a punchki. Or just a jelly-filled donut. But the problem is I'm on a diet, so I'm counting calories. I'm on an intermittent fasting and calorie deficit diet right now. So I'm trying to avoid eating anything not good. Okay, so that one we've extended out. extend it out. There we go. Okay, so now these should have a little bit more clearance. So let's give this a try. Let's do tool 1. Might be okay. It's hard to say. Okay, seems okay. Darts are made to be broken. No, I'm actually trying to do it properly this time. I'm actually, it's going good so far. We're on week 3 right now. So started 2 full weeks, I'm down 7 pounds. So in 2 full weeks, if you want to know for real, like no joke, I went from 197, I'm 189 right now. I'm 189.3 this morning. Or I went from 197 flat to 189.3 today. And we're in week 3, started yesterday. So in 2 days, 2 weeks and a day, I'm down 7 pounds. So a little over 7 pounds. Okay. So why is this printing like Dookie? I think we need Ozempic. I'm not doing Ozempic. I don't trust that kind of stuff. I'm how do I phrase this to not come off like some kook on Joe Rogan? It's not that I don't trust the long-term safety of it. It's just I am not in any sort of physical condition where I should have to use Ozempic or a similar thing. I wasn't that heavy, and literally just sticking to a diet is working. It's not like I've been like 300 pounds for the past 10 years. I've been floating in the 180s, and occasionally I push into the 190s. So I'm 5'8" and weigh 195. I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9". What really sucks is I've done this before. The first year we had my son, I ballooned up to 210. I went from, I was like 150 all through high school. Okay, I was skinny all through high school. When I was 20, I joined the Army Reserves, and I went up to about 175, and I was in pretty good shape. I could run. I was pretty good with cardio. I was never the biggest lifter though, but I was in pretty good shape. And then I got an office job, and then I quit the Army, and then I got a job at a factory, which actually I gained muscle doing that because I was moving metal around all the time, building molds, but I wasn't doing any cardio anymore at that point. And then we had my son, and next thing I know, like that first year, we're eating out all the time. We're eating fast food. We're eating prepared meals because the first year, our first kid, right? And it wasn't the smoothest first year. So it was like, I come back from Christmas vacation. He was born in March. We come back from Christmas vacation at work. I weighed myself on the weight scale at work, the shipping scale, and it's like 210. And I'm like, nope, I am not doing that. So whatever, January 3rd or whatever, the first day back from the holidays, I weighed 210. By the end of May of that year, I was 175. So I went down 35 pounds in like 5 months. And I held that. I was in the 170s until about COVID hit. And then I kind of crept up into the mid 180s. And then for the past like 2 years, it's been like 190 plus minus 5 pounds. So when I saw the 197, it's like, nope, not doing that again. So now we're back in the 180s again. And we're trying to get back to the 190s. So get yourself a bike, go for a ride. I walk. I have a bike. We have I have a little pedal bike in the basement. I got one of those like exercise bikes in the basement. We bought it at Costco, but it's super annoying because it's like Echelon, I think. So you have to pay a stupid subscription to use the screen on it. So I don't use the screen on it because I don't want to pay a stupid subscription for that shit. So it's annoying. Okay, what are we gonna print? I need a nice little dual color print. Let's just grab a Benchy. Printables. Let's just grab a Benchy. Printables. Benchy. Let's just do a multicolor Benchy. Let's just do a multicolor Benchy. Most popular. Benchy 2 color. There we go. Download. So orange and green. So here is our Benchy. So we are oozing like crazy, okay? And it seems to be not all the colors, but some of the colors are oozing. So I'm thinking we need more retract. Travel lift 0.3. Retraction length 0.8. That seems pretty good, but what do we got for on settings? Tallboy SC. 35, 35.5, and 2. 35, 35. What do we got? 35, 35, 2, and nothing, nothing. Okay. 35, 35, 2, nothing, nothing. Okay, there's that. Wait, do I have to, oh, this is annoying. Do I have to, okay, yeah, okay, so that's good there. And then Tallboy SC, what do we got? We got 25 millimeters retraction when tool is disabled. Okay, that's fine. Lift height 0.2. Not a ramping lift. We're not going to use a ramping lift. Okay. Any bamboo rants? I mean, should you kick a person when they're down? I mean, the enderification of bamboo has begun. And I'm coining that term. So all the other YouTube content creators, you guys are free to use this term in your videos going forward. You just have to credit me and make sure you subscribe to the Patreon for licensing rights. But enderification. So who here is familiar with carcinization? Put a 1 in chat if you're familiar with carcinization. If you don't know what carcinization, put a 2 in chat. Well, I didn't say 0. 2. Okay. Carcinization. Quite simple. Everything returned to crab. Everything returned to crab. Okay. So, carcinization. Okay. Carcinization. Evolutionary process where non-crab crustaceans independently evolve into a crab-like body. See all these little animals here? None of these are crab, but they all look like crab. That's because crab is superior. And it seems like in a lot of situations, the crab form is the dominant form. Enderification is when you realize as a 3D printer company, the Ender is the optimum 3D printer design. I'm saying a very hot take right now. A bed flinger is the most optimal 3D printer for at-home use. If you are selling a 3D printer and you want to sell the most bang for the buck, mass market appeal 3D printer, you must return to Ender. The bed flinger is the optimal 3D printer. We can all argue against it, and obviously the crab form isn't the most dominant form, you know, isn't the best form for a human. You know, we like our 2 legs, opposable thumbs, energy efficiency, ability to run, big brain, all that. So humans aren't going to turn to crab, but there's a reason the crab form is dominant or very common, and things keep evolving into crabs. There's a reason a company like Bamboo, remember Bamboo, when they came out onto the scene, okay, when Bamboo came out onto the scene, let me find it here. One of their very first like blog posts announcing the X1 started with this: no more bed flingers. Okay, we set 5 goals before we set on this journey 22 months ago. No more bed flingers. 3 of the printers in their lineup are currently bed flingers. Okay, why? Are you ready for the hottest take in 3D printing? Because they're selling printers to people that don't need printers, so they don't need to have an enclosed machine that prints ABS, ASA. They are printing slot machines for people that print PLA and PETG, that print nothing but flexi whatevers and other meme prints, so they've been sold the idea that they can all set up an Etsy store, or because their kids saw a TikTok and, oh, daddy, I want this too. So they go out and buy the cheapest printer. When you buy a cheap printer for your kid that you're not going to use after 3 months of using it, guess what? You might as well buy the cheapest fucking bed flinger that exists. And guess what? Bamboo makes a really good bed flinger. Because the people that they're selling printers to aren't 3D printing people. They're selling printers to people who are impulse buying 3D printers because they don't need a 3D printer. They've been sold the idea they need a 3D printer to print flexi shit that goes into landfills. And when you are optimizing a printer for people who don't need a 3D printer, you want to build it the cheapest way you can, which is a bed flinger. That's why. The enderification of Bamboo has begun. Their biggest market segment. I spoke to somebody last year who worked in the industry. Bamboo was making, I think they either quoted me 2 or 2,500. It's either 2,000 or 2,500 A1s a day they manufacture last year. It is their biggest seller, and it has their biggest ROI. Okay? Yes, they probably have a better margin on like the H2C. The H2C, I don't think they probably have because it's overly complicated. It's a stupid machine. Go buy a proper tool changer, kids. The H2C is the compromise machine. But like, I'm assuming the H2 series, they have the most margin on, but they don't sell as many because it's an expensive machine. That's the premium thing, right? That's like the when you go in the Beamer dealership and they have that, you know, $300,000 Beamer in the corner that they sell 2 of a year. That's just to get you in the door. When you're walking in with like a 2 series, okay? You're buying the entry level, maybe with a couple upgrades, but you own a Beamer because look how cool Beamers are. Look at that expensive one. So when you buy a Bamboo, oh, Bamboos, they have these great machines, but the majority of people buy the absolute bottom tier machine. So now they just have a bigger bottom tier machine and they put sand in it. So it's dampened. By the way, I think Tom did that. I think CNC Kitchen. I think a few other people have tested over the years putting sand in a printer to see if it does anything. I don't think it really does anything. And now, hey, if somebody drops their A2 and it breaks, now they're going to have little ball bearings or sand or lead shot or whatever they put in there flying everywhere. So that'll be fun. So yeah, that's why they're making an A2L. It's because the majority of people don't need an enclosed printer. They need the cheap. They're selling machines to people that will probably never buy another 3D printer. They bought one, they print their meme prints, and then it goes sits in a closet. They got their sale. That's why they're advertising printers to people who aren't 3D printing people. They have to make an audience for their machines because the actual demand market for 3D printing isn't as big as these companies want it to be. So they're forcing the market to exist by basically selling the idea that it's like bread makers. Remember in the 90s when everyone had a fucking bread maker? Right? Remember the Nintendo Wii? I remember camping out for Nintendo Wii. I made the cost of a Nintendo Wii profit waiting for a Nintendo Wii because I went out 2 hours before Toys R Us opened and I bought a Nintendo Wii, and I was in line for Nintendo Wii, and somebody came up to me and like, hey, I will give you the cost of Nintendo Wii for your spot in the line. And I took their money, and I came back a week later and I bought a free Nintendo Wii. And I bought Legend of Zelda and a couple other games. I played Wii Tennis, and then like 3 months later, that thing just started collecting dust. Because everyone buys a Nintendo Wii, their friends come over, see how fun it is, and then they go buy one. But guess what? The friend you went to go try it at, they hadn't used theirs for 6 months and been collecting dust. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. And once you break the gimmick and you don't have an actual need for the thing anymore, you stop using it. That are people who are buying 3D printers that don't actually need a 3D printer. They don't need an additive manufacturing machine. They're being sold the idea they need an additive manufacturing machine. And the problem is the tech isn't there yet. We're not all printing spare parts for our vacuum cleaners and because majority of people can't freaking CAD themselves out of a cardboard box like me. Okay. They fixed the fire hose. They had to. It's a bigger mains bed. So it's got even more power going through it. Of course they need, if their board is already burning out with their existing size machine, going to a bigger bed with more power draw, of course it was going to burn out. Of course they have a new board. So there you go. Somebody wanted a bamboo rant. There you go. What do I think of Creality's Clitic? How are you supposed to pronounce it? Clitic? Clitic? I'm just going to say Clitic. I'm going to call it the Clitic. Why? Because they should have had somebody who spoke native English on their design team come up with a name that isn't Clitic. Because Clitic sounds awfully familiar to something. And I'm going to keep calling it Clitic because it's a stupid name. What does it even stand for? What does it stand for? KLI. What does KLI stand for? I know the tech part is tech. Right? Ooh, technology. But what is? Yeah, saying Clitic rubs the wrong way. It's a horrible name choice. Horrible name choice. I don't know why they came up with it. Stupid name. I'm going to call it Clitic because I hate the name so much. I'm hoping by keep calling it Clitic, they change it to something actual better. Oh, it clicks into place. Well, at least they put a K instead of a C. What do I think of the Clitic? If it works the way they say it'll work, it'll be fine. But it suffers from the biggest problem of any 3D printer can have. It's Creality. Creality machines on paper have always been, spec-wise, pretty good, at least lately. Ever since they moved to the K series and they started doing enclosed machines, spec-wise, Creality printers have always been good. They have been good for a while now, and price-wise, they've been pretty good as well. The biggest problem with Creality machines is quality control. Their machines have piss-poor quality control. The first version of their machines is always a rush job and always has issues. So like the best version of the K1 is the last version of the K1 kind of thing with Creality. So that is Creality's problem. They need to not rush things out. They need to come out with a machine that actually works reliably, has good customer support behind it. They need to follow open source licensing so they don't get their ass reamed like Bamboo is. And they need to come out with a competitive price. Simple as that. So that is the problem with Bamboo. That's the problem with Creality. Because the problem is with Creality is they are making machines that are in the price point of a Bamboo but aren't as good as Bamboos. So they need to either make their machines either better than a Bamboo, more reliable than a Bamboo, or much cheaper than a Bamboo to offset the cost. Because if you come up to me and like, hey, I am buying a printer for X monies, and it's like either a P1S or P2S or whatever the hell, Bamboo's naming scheme is stupid. Why is it A2L? What makes it 2? It should be A1L. But anyways. Oh wait, it's because it can use the vinyl cutter from the H2 series. And it's the same bed size as the H2. So is the number the bed size nominator in the Bamboo series, or is it the revision of the... Is the letter the series, the number the revision, and then the letter after the number the modifier? I think that's how Bamboo's naming scheme is. So it's the A series, 2nd gen, large version. So that means we should be seeing an A1 or an A2 come out and then an A2 mini. Or will they just go to A3? I don't know. Bamboo's got a stupid naming scheme. At least they're not computer monitor naming schemes. But yeah, that's the problem with Creality. Creality machines aren't as reliable, and they have the quality control issues and the lemon issues. And it's like for near the same cost, you can buy a Bamboo, and Bamboo make better machines. Simple as that. Now, Bamboo does have some quality control issues and some service issues, but they are much less than Creality. Their machines are overall better than Creality's, and they're in the same price point as Creality's. So, yeah. My retraction tool disable. 25, 25, 25, 25. They're all 25. That was a different thing you were seeing. Okay. So let's get this printing. Let's get this printing. And also, go back to 1. Printers. Yeah, there we got 1 for that. Yeah, that should, yeah, let's go 0.5. A little bit of ooze. Nice now. Send to connect. Oh wait, nope, nope. Nope, shit, cancel. That's not what I want. No, come on. Come on back to me, come back to me. Cancel, okay. So we want Tallboy modified, because this has 0.5, these are all 0.5s, yep, okay. So save, SC Tallboy. Okay. I wish there was a way to tell all your filaments were the same instead of having to select them each time, because it is a bit annoying having to go and select them all every time. And we're gonna go and drop our temps a bit. Is there a flow modifier in here? No, whatever. Okay. More deco planters. Okay, we'll look in a second here. Export G-code. Okay, save. Or actually, why am I exporting? I could just upload and print to the printer. Okay, so that is that. So let's see, what do we got for planters here? Deku planter. Because here's the thing, it doesn't, the mesh that I'm using for the Return of the Ender. I'm stealing this. I'm sorry, I'm stealing this. I'm tweeting that out. You know it's AI slop. There we go. I'm stealing that. Although I do like my carcinization meme that I made. I do like the... Did I post it in here? No, I did. I thought I posted it in here. Oh, I did. Yeah. The Ender cycle. There is only one step. It is Ender. Although this one was funny. This one was funny. Let me... 3D printing community. Hey, people are stealing IP and copyright models. Whatever, whatever. Also Bamboo stealing. That was funny. That one has music. It sounds that means better with music. Okay, repaired and split. So I think we'll do this one. I think we'll use this one. Here, let's download the file. Download that file. Oh, I can't wait till Prusa Slicer has tabs so I don't have to open it up multiple times. Took you a while to get around the Star Wars guardrails. I know, it's hilarious with AI, how it's like, oh, we have all these things in place to protect it. Make me a thing, but resemble the movie about space and wars among the stars, that people use swords that glow. Okay, so Prusament Pet G. So here's our Deku planter. That'll work. Why is... Damn Thingiverse models. There we go. Thingiverse models. So this has the advantage of the fact that we're going to cover this with concrete. So we don't really need it to look 100% the way we want it, because it's going to get covered in concrete. Okay, so how big can we make this? How big can we make this? So how tall is that? That's 140 millimeters tall. Which is only this tall. That's not tall enough. We need bigger. I want it to at least be like this tall. Do you have filament? Yeah, I'm doing the concrete thing. So we are going to have to split this model up through the Venture. I mean, oh yeah, I can throw it on the Venture XL. Come on. Venture XL, you mean the Milo enclosure. Repair. Seriously, what is up with, like... There we go. Okay, how big can we go? Oop. So that's 265. So what are we at right here? So this is 265. So that right there would make it about that tall. So that tall. That should work. That'll work. Right? About that tall. 265. So about... What, about 10 inches tall, roughly? 265. I mean, if I go bigger, I'd have to cut it into multiple parts. So strength, ready? no walls, no top, 4 bottom layers, 20%. We want gyroid. Freak out. I mean, the other option, I was kind of planning on doing it on the Core 1L because I haven't actually done a video on the Core 1L yet, so this would be a good video for the Core 1. But the idea would be to just do it in multiple parts with dowels and just glue it all together. That's the other option. I just want to see roughly how, because I figure about a foot tall. So this is 1.7 kilograms of filament right here. That's all infill. And that's a 1.5 day print. A day, 8 hours. Split it, fine, I'll split it. I'll split it into multiple models. How big dowels do I have? Do I have dowels? Let me see what I have. I have dowels. I should have wooden dowels somewhere. Let me see. Do I have wooden dowels? So if I can use wooden dowels, I'll just glue them together. I do have wooden dowels. Sweet. Ah, they're covered in spider webs. Oh my God, they really are. Cobras! Cobras! Okay, can you print dowels? I could, but I could just use these wooden ones that I already have. That are, can you use dowels without wall? With enough glue, you could do whatever you want. Yeah, these are 20 mil. Yeah, 20 mil dowel. A little bit of epoxy and just wedge them in there. Good to go. Okay, so, and we can always, because it's going to be infill, so you just put like a glob of like PL Plus or some sort of like, and then just gloop it together. Okay, so let's split it into multiple parts. Oop, nope, cancel. Let's split it into multiple parts. Okay, no. Because I could do it in one, but I want it to be 30 centimeters tall. So I want it to be 30 centimeters tall. Oop. So let's do this. So we're doing on the Core 1L, Deco planter. I want you to be 30 centimeters tall, or a foot tall. So 300 millimeters. Okay. So we're gonna have to split this. See, it's going to be kind of hard to do this. Actually, I'll just do this, watch. Split it right there. Add connectors. How do you add connectors? Dowel. Circle, size, okay. Cut, Dowel, circle. You can't just type in 20. Okay. Oh, there you go. 20. There we go. Confirm connectors. Wait, add connector? Okay, that one's not gonna work. Okay. There we go. And then this one. Oh, that connector is going to be kind of botched in there. Oh well, that'll work. Printer maxi, yeah. Form cut. Oop, nope, Control Z. Cut, I forgot to add the connectors. Add connectors there and there. Form cut. What? Form cut. There we go. Will that fit on a bed? No, I'm gonna have to split that. Shoot. Oh well. So his nose is gonna be annoying. So what I'm gonna do is just split it in half. Split that in half. Wait, did I? Fuck, I effed up. I gotta do it all over again. Because I have this stupid... Delete object, whatever. Delete, start over. Delete, start over, start over. I got that stupid base that I have to chop off. 300 millimeters tall. Okay. Slice the bottom. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, let's split the back off first. Right there. Add connectors. How do I add connectors? Keep orientation. Form cut. There. Form cut. There we go. What? Okay, that worked. Okay. Form cut. Connectors there, and yes, there's a hole there, but it's going to be covered with concrete, so who cares? Split it into 4 parts. I could do that. I don't think that, actually, could I just do 4 parts? Oh, we got a tool change. Ooh, one second. Shoot. We are under extruding like crazy. You did not prime enough orange. Oh well. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it can recover. It's good now. Okay. I see what you mean. Shoot, I should have just split it right down the middle, eh? Would that have been a better option? Just do it right into 4s? Like, just right into quadrants? Shoot, I should have just done that. Yeah, I'll just do that. There we go. Okay. $90 degrees. Add connector. There. There. From connectors, form cut. Add connector. The question is, will this fit? See, that's the problem. That won't fit, so I'm going to have to chop off those little end pieces. That's okay. I can cut those off. That'll work. Actually. Yeah, because this is going to take up... No, it's still too big. It's still too big. Quarter parts ain't gonna work. It's still too big. Okay, white. Wait. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, ready? Split. Right about there. So stupid things. Rotate before cutting, yeah. Well, I'm trying to keep it as square as possible. I mean, I could just chop off all the bits and then split it in half and call it a day. Like, that. Connector, boom, cut, there we go. That, delete object. Okay. Hey, that fits. It's tight, but it fits. That doesn't fit though. Damn it. Yeah, I know more than one dowel, but it's all gonna be glued together too. Like, I'm gonna glue it all in the middle. You know what? I'll just do this. Watch. That. Split. $90. Okay, so. Right about there. Add connector. From connector, form cut. Because that fits on a bed. And then this, I'll just split the stupid thing off. Connector, boom. Form cut. And yes, I know it's not a vertical cut. I'm okay with that. Okay. Then this one. Form cut. Okay. Connector. That ain't gonna work. Whatever. It's just honestly for alignment. It's not a big deal. It's all getting covered in concrete. Remember that. Oh, okay. I can't do a connector there. Whatever. Form cut. And split. Connector, boom, form cut, form cut. There we go. Arrange all. What is this? Why are you, get over here? Okay. Delete. Delete dowel. There we go. I don't need all these dowels. There we go, 4 beds. There we go. So now we are printing with the speed profile. We'll do 22 speed, Crucimate PET G, Core 1L, print settings, no perimeters. We'll do 4 bottom, no top. Infill, 20% infill. And we'll do gyroid, gearoid, groid. And we'll start with bed. SVO8 Max or Rat Rig core would be solved in the CZ. Time for any responses. I have a 600mm printer, but we're trying to do it in multiple parts because I'm going to make a video on this, and most people don't have a printer big enough to do it. So we're going to do it in multiple parts and just glue it together. By the way, error. Okay, let's pause. And let's end that. Yeah, it would probably help if you actually stuck to the bed a bit better. How much you want to bet my Z offset ain't great? Yeah, that was Z offset not good. How are you doing? Are you clean? Okay. Let's try this again. Because the print was looking pretty good until it failed. So we'll try again, try again. Try again. Okay, so let's go back to this. So this print alone is a day, 4 hours. That's a day, 4 hours for that. Let's try 10% infill. If it's going to take that long, I'm going to do it on the Venture XL. The Venture XL can do the whole thing in a day. So we probably will end up doing it on the Venture XL. Yeah, okay, that's 12 hours. 10% is 12 hours. There we go. That seems a bit better. 10% infill, 12 hours. Or actually 9 hours. 9 hours. There we go. That seems a bit better. Well, you need enough infill to support the concrete, right? Like, you need enough infill to support the concrete. So 36 hours, so a day and a half, yeah. Okay, let's load some PET G in this. Now, I think I have a big spool of PET G somewhere. Let me take a looky-loo what I have. Because if I have like a big old chungus spool of generic PET G, I'll use that. Polylite ABS. A could have sworn I have a big chungus spool of PETG somewhere. Maybe it's downstairs. Here, watch the printer print. Make sure it doesn't catch fire. I'll be back in a second. I swear I have like a 2 kilogram spool of it somewhere. Where is it? Are you in here? No, maybe in this room. You are, oh, you're Fiberon. I don't want to use Fiberon for this. No, I don't want to use Fiberon. No, I don't want to waste Fiberon on that. Behold! Brown. What time are we at anyways? Oh, still got a little time. Too much infill in the concrete? Yeah. 10% infill should be okay, I think. I think 10% infill should be okay. I saw an O-ring that came with a thing, and now I gotta find it. 1 second. Where did I put that O-ring? One of these stupid boxes came with an O-ring, and I don't know where I put it. That's a mess. Why did I leave that there? Oh, here's. There we go. Now I have 2 O-rings. Heck yeah. Load the Core 1L. Inserting. You are PETG. There we go. Chocolate, it's brown. It's Buddy 3D brown. So I want to save project. Save. So this way I can load up this whole project again if I accidentally close this. So wait for that to do its thing. I gotta figure out which concrete that is. Where is this guy? I gotta ask this person. Look what I printed. I gotta find the person. Okay, so what is that? You don't have the grindwood and foil. What concrete did they use? Concrete did you use? If this works out, I'm going to be really happy because I really want to try this. I'm really hoping this works. And then we could do a stream in my backyard where we play with concrete and paint. Crud on the nozzle? Yeah, that's why you heat up the nozzle when you do the tap. The problem is it like under extrudes for the first little bit of the print. So it kind of like F's itself because it's under extruded for that first little bit. So it's not that the first layer sucks, it's just that it under extrudes. So pause. There we go. Resume. You can use that to vibrate the air out of the mold when pouring well, it's not a mold. It's not a mold. What it is you basically use the 3D print as a form, and then you just kind of mush concrete onto it. You basically use it as something to support the concrete while the concrete. So, you can see here how they just kind of use the sandy concrete and they just kind of mushed it into that. So. I think I screwed up. I think I changed the setting here that I may have to print settings. First layer. Yep, first layer is over extruded. Oh, I'm using the wrong profile, that's why. Shoot. Yeah, they painted it too. We're gonna try and make a Deku tree, so we gotta paint it. Yes, that is the right color. Not that it really matters, because okay. Could you do it with paper mache? You could, but this is gonna be outside. I literally want to have this in my garden, or in like a little artsy, like a little landscaped area in my backyard, and I want to have a plant growing out of the top of it. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to drill a bunch of holes in the bottom so that we can use the, I should have did it with this, but essentially, see the mesh? I'm just going to like drill a couple holes in the bottom so that the mesh can let the water bleed out. So. Okay, send to connect. Send to coral. There we go. Masonry grout because it's a fine texture. That's what I think it is, but I just added them like, yo, hey, what concrete? So hopefully they respond. I mean, it's going to take a couple days to print it all and everything. So. Do. Garden gnomes. I mean, yeah, you probably could do a garden gnome this way too. Like a garden gnome this way would actually probably work out pretty good too. Probably should have put a brim on this. Okay, note to self, in the future, use brims. Any flexible epoxy concrete will do, yeah. And then I gotta figure out what kind of paints. I'm assuming any sort of like outdoor paint would work, right? Like I'm assuming I have some leftover green. I'm assuming like any sort of paint would work for this kind of thing. Because it's like the Deku tree is just green, and we're like essentially we're making this dude. So it just browns with highlights. Urethane clear coat. Benchy close up. I mean, we can zoom in. The Benchy is going benchily. I mean, the first one was going pretty good until the print failed. Well, the problem is we need the printer to actually not print like poo-poo before we can start moving into CYMK stuff. That's the funny thing. It's like we need the printer printing fine before we start moving around to all this other fun stuff. So. Can the cell changer print in CMYK? I mean, it could, as long as you're using a slicer that would support it. Yeah, why wouldn't it? Is two-part spray that way you can stab a plunger to activate it. That's why you get it. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really done concrete work, so this will be a learning experience. Hey, Pile 3D. Oh, I can't wait. After this stream ends, I gotta go pick up my little guy from school, and then I get to paint the deck again. I get to paint all the banisters now. And then I get to roll another coat onto the bottom. I love painting. I love paint. I'm covered in paint. I'm wearing my old sandals. I probably shouldn't be wearing sandals while painting. They got stain on them. Ugh. So much fun. So much fun. But it's like I got to get it all done because I think it's supposed to rain Saturday is the next day it's supposed to rain. So I'm trying to get all the painting done today so it can set for a couple days before we put everything back on the patio. And don't forget, we are giving away a spool of Polymaker filament at the end of stream today. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you are not subscribed, and if you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel. Yeah, like, I think I have some old pictures of my deck while I was building it, just to give you an idea of what I'm working on. Where is... Okay, never mind. My network doesn't want to see, my computer doesn't want to... Okay, Windows doesn't want to see my network drive for some reason. Oh, now you want to show it. Takes you a minute there. Vault. Pixel 6 backup. Camera. View, large icons. No. No, it wouldn't be Pixel 6. Maybe S6 backup? When I get a new phone, I take my phone and I just dump all my old images. Like, I basically, when I get a new phone, what I do is I take my phone, I plug it into a computer, I take everything off of that, and I just dump it to a folder on my Unraid. So I have like 5 old phones worth of images and folders that I can go through to find stuff. No, that ain't it. View large icons. Okay, there we go. This one should be it. Aww. So this is the downside of going through old pictures. Aww. Old pictures of the doggo. Aww. Okay, where is patio? Right, there's when we redid the bathroom. Where's the deck? Where's the deck photos? Oh, I accidentally merged like 2 albums together, that's why. I accidentally merged like 2 albums together, shite. Oh, by the way, here's something for you. You ever guess how they move a crane around? If you ever wanted to know how they move cranes around a shop, this is how they move cranes in a shop. If you're ever wondering how they move those giant cranes that you see in a shop, this is when they move the, I think this was the 100-ton crane. You basically build up a stack underneath the crane. You lift it up with a forklift. You bolt it to the top of your stack. So this whole thing's picked up with a forklift. And then you pivot the forklift and you lift the whole thing up so it gets off the tracks, and then you pivot it. So if you ever wanted to know how they move these cranes around, oops, went too far. That's how they do it. Yeah, the Prime Tower is a little wobbly. It's okay. We'll see how it goes. I could have sworn we did the patio, the deck, before we had the little guy. Okay, well, I don't know where the deck redo photos are. Whatever. Yeah, it's a Shepherd Husky. The one toolhead is an extruding? No, they're both extruding. They're both extruding. It's just the orange. They under extrude at start. I don't know. Might have to tell it to prime a bit more than what it's doing right now. Printing air? Oh, I don't think we're printing air. We might be printing air. We'll see in a second. It hasn't changed for 5 colors. Is it printing air? Is the green printing air? Green might be printing air. Shite. No, doesn't look like it's printing air. Yeah, it might be your angle. It doesn't have a change every layer, guys. It doesn't have a change every layer. Yeah, no, they're both extruding. They're both extruding, guys. We'll fix the tower in a second here. Next tool change, we'll fix the tower. With the mighty power of tape. Oh, the printer's working. We just got to get slicer more betterer. I don't have blue tape. I feel dirty using green tape. I got 15 minutes left. Prusa's printing, by the way. If you're wondering, the Prusa's printing right now. Although I am worried about the print coming off now. Yeah, good as new. Although we got a little bit of ooze at the front there, you see it? I am wondering if maybe this is what's causing it. One second here. Because I have it set to do this. Extra length on restart. Is this extra length take place before the purge? Or the prime? Or does it take place before the print? Because we didn't have this little extra nubbin appearing until we started doing tool changing. Get rid of that. No, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that value. The extra length must be a minus sign? Why would it be a minus sign? Well, we'll let it continue. I turned it to 0, so we'll let it continue and see what we get. Yeah, the green tape, that's why I use the green tape, so it blends into the purge tower. There's one mosquito in here, and it keeps flying in front of me too far away to try and grab it. Time to change tools. Okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. There you go. 12 seconds. Mississippis. Mosquito laser tower. See, I'm terrified of that. You want to know, like, you seen a thing where somebody's like, oh, we have a laser that shoots mosquitoes out of there. It's like, oh, that's cool. You want to be terrified? You want to be absolutely terrified. Okay, are you ready for this? PTZ. You know, cameras that tilt, pan, and zoom, pan, tilt, zoom cameras. Okay, you got a mount, a PTZ mount. Put an infrared laser on there, the kind that you would use for like low-level laser engraving, the kind that'll scorch your retinas, but it takes a minute. Like, you don't feel it right away until, like, you know, the next day everything's kind of blurry, like those kind of, you know, lasers. And you just put a camera on it and tie it into a basic LLM with face tracking. That shit's scary. Was it Naomi, Sexy Cyborg? Was like, you really want to be scared? You could build one of these with dirt cheap off-the-shelf technology and just do shady shit with it. And like, oh, that's sketch. Oh, that's sketch. You see whenever, like, there's protests, people with laser pointers, it's like, oh, I don't trust it. I don't trust that shit. I don't trust that shit. One of my biggest fears is being blinded. As somebody who worked in a mold shop, and, like, I've had a chunk of metal in my eye. I've had to deal with people that have gotten bigger than a chunk of metal in their eye, being the first aid guy on shift. You only got 2 eyes. My biggest fear is losing an eye, and then I would literally spend the rest of my life in a bubble, terrified of losing the other eye. Purge tower is just to build pressure. It's not to build pressure. Well, it is a little bit to build pressure, but it's mostly to ensure that the filament's flowing. Because, like, when it docks up here, it can dribble a little bit, it can ooze a little bit. So you don't want it doing that. So you might be under extruding. So the idea of the prime tower is to prime the nozzle. Yeah, going by, it's like, oh, you lose your sense of hearing. Okay, you can get around pretty well. You lose your sense of touch or taste. Well, how would you, well, you lose your hands, you get robot arms. But I mean, like, you lose your sense of smell. Okay, whatever. Sense of taste. Okay, whatever. Sight, you're effed. Losing your sight is such a massive change in living standard. D-flock turret. Oh god, those flock turrets. I'm happy we don't have those in Canada. Flock turrets aren't really. Oh wow, I can see where fingerprints are on this bed. Oh well. Not a big deal. Yeah, the whole flock turret thing that you guys have in the States, like, it is very unsettling how quickly America, land of the free, is turning into police state. Detached right now. I have had a chunk of metal in my eye. I had to get it scraped out and then wear an eye patch for a bit because it got in and then I didn't realize it until the next day. So it rusted a little bit. So they had to freeze my eye with a needle. Terrifying, by the way. Then they scraped it out. Then I had to wear an eye patch for a couple days. And then when they took the eye patch out, they realized they missed some of it. So I had a giant rusted blob in my eye. So they had to freeze my eye again, scrape it out more at a specialist. And then I had to wear an eye patch for like 6 weeks for it to heal properly. And then even to this day, part of my iris, like, let me pull up the hardcore advanced CAD software for modeling. Okay, so you got your eyeball, right? You got your eyeball, and then you got your pupil in the middle, and then you got your iris, right? Okay, that's that. And then my eye is brown. Okay, so my super advanced eyeball. Okay, so in my eye, if I cannot use my left eye for magnification, because if you look at your iris, it looks like a bunch of threads, right? It looks like a bunch of threads, right? Coming out. Okay, so if you've ever looked at it up close, it looks like a bunch of threads. I actually have some of those threads detached going into my pupil. So it looks like two of those threads are like kind of like detached and they've like flopped over into my pupil area, which is a hole essentially, right? So if I look through this eye, normally I don't see it. Your brain like auto filters it out, right? Like your blind spot, you have a blind spot. Every human has blind spots. And your brain just kind of stitches around it. So my brain does the same thing for this, but if I look through like a microscope or a rifle scope or anything magnified with my left eye, I see it. It's literally like, it looks like two fingers, like blocking a chunk of my view. And that's damage I had from getting a chunk of metal in my left eye when I was a kid. And they didn't take it out properly, so they had to go and take a chunk of the eye out to get it fixed. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was, I don't know, I was a kid. But yeah, it was just like go to the clinic and get it done. It sucked because I woke up the next day and it's like, my eye hurts. Because what happened was my dad was building a fence and he's like, here's some hammer, nails, and some wood. Go amuse yourself. And I was like, I don't know, 10. So the next day, the whole day, I'm like, my eye hurts, my eye hurts. And the babysitter's like, you're fine, quit being a baby. Then my parents get home and I'm like, my eye hurts. And they look at my eye and it's just bloodshot red. They're like, oh shit, we got to go take you to the clinic. Okay, we got 5 minutes left, by the way. 5 minutes left. 5 minutos, por favor, biblioteca. Il y a un cochon dans mon pantalon. Pamplemousse biblioteca. S'il vous plaît. Doctor and offer him a glaucoma test, take them up on it. I'm in my 40s and went, oh hey, there's you already lost. Oh damn. I know my eyesight is getting worse. I didn't have to wear glasses 10 years ago and now I do, but I'm nearsighted. So stuff far away is blurry. So last I got it's like -5, -5. It's not that big, or -0.5 or whatever. It's like enough that wearing glasses is an advantage, but not enough for, like I'm not blind. Like I can go without my glasses all day, no problem. But if I'm outside because I'm looking at stuff far away for a whole day, I would get headaches by the end of the day. That's how I figured it out, was when I worked at the mold shop. By the end of the day, I was getting headaches. And I have to wear glasses at work because, you know, it's safety glasses, whatever. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's the glasses. So they're like, go get prescription safety glasses, because that way prescription safety glasses, the lenses are better quality than like the disposable ones. So maybe it's like those lenses giving you things. So they're like, you have to go get an eye test, tell them what it's for. Even if you don't have a prescription, they'll just write you up so you can get prescription safety glasses. So I went in, they're like, oh no, you have a prescription. Your eyes, you do need it. And the guy's like, the dentist, the eye doctor's like, have you been getting headaches? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you are nearsighted. So where do you work? Something big and open? I'm like, yeah, I work in a mold shop. It's a big open shop. And like, yeah, if you're spending your whole day looking at stuff that's like more than 20 feet away, you're probably getting headaches from your eyes being overstressed, constantly having to fight focus. The eye dentist. Welding flash. Dude, I have gotten welding flash. That shit sucks. That shit sucks. Negative 0.5. Okay. We'll try negative. I'll redo this print. I'll try negative 0.5 for the... For the extra length on restart, we'll try negative 0.5, see how that goes. Snow blind. I was lucky when I was in the Arctic. I didn't get snow blindness, but I had, I was wearing, I brought a pair of goggles for that. So, like I had the beefy goggles when I was up in the Arctic. So I didn't get snow blindness, luckily, but I know a few people who did. Yeah, it is definitely over extruding a little bit on restart. Although this is the cleanest the prints have been looking. Like, we got a little bit of extra over ooze, but the actual prints themselves are coming out pretty good. So, still printing? Yeah, the first print attempt failed. It popped off the bed, so we had to start again. And then I changed a couple values since we started this print, so we'll try that after this print. I'm just gonna keep playing with values and printing these benchies till we're good. And then once we get it good with 2, then we'll switch over to 3 or a 4 tool print again. Snow blindness was a thing. But it's not snow blindness. It's a sunburn on your retina. You can actually get sunburned surprisingly easy in the winter because the snow reflects the light up. So you're getting UV down and UV up. So. Okay, let's do this giveaway. If you didn't enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, you will have another chance on the Friday stream. Don't forget, the Friday stream, we are unboxing and setting up a new printer. FlashForge sent over their Creator 5 tool changer, which I believe is a 4-tool tool changer. So it shouldn't be called the Creator 4. But anyways, let me see it here. FlashForge Creator 5. Is it a 5 or 4? Yeah, it's a 4-tool. Anyways, FlashForge sent this over. So we're going to play around with this on Friday. So we'll take it out of the box, get it set up, do a couple prints, see how it goes. Yeah, we're going to do that Friday. I'll save. Open up marbles. Solar panels are more effective. It depends. The thing is, in the winter, the sun's at a lower angle. So it depends on if your solar panels are able to angle downward along with like east-west way. But the problem is you're also going to get less exposure. So they might absorb more light, but they're going to receive less light overall. Okay, so what do we got? We got 184 people, random bots. 184, play. Printer with ads? We'll see. We'll see. Haven't we done this map a lot lately? I mean, I hit random, but... Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball, you are the luckiest ball in the world. You also get a free hat. This one right here. Who is this? Sambo Jones. If you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. Do I have noise canceling? I don't know. Should have noise canceling. It might be picking up the music, which might be canceling out the noise canceling. Go, Barton! No clip through those walls. You're gonna fall in the back room. Barton's gonna fall in the back room. Clone their ecosystem. Yeah, we're gonna look into that on the stream as well. Like, they sent me the printer, so I do have to unbox it and show it off, but we will be discussing that stuff as we go. Because here's the thing, as much as it sucks, if a company wants to close off their ecosystem, they are within their rights to do so. I mean, we can critique it, but there's nothing inherently wrong from a company operating with an enclosed ecosystem. The problem is when they enclose things that they are not supposed to. So if you're using an open source firmware that says, hey, you're not supposed to enclose this, and then you enclose it, then you have a problem. But if you run a system that is designed to be enclosed from the ground up and you fully developed it yourself, other than going, yeah, I don't like enclosed systems, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just we don't like it. 3D-Fi My Life is our winner. 3D-Fi My Life. 3D-Fi. 3D-Fi My Life is our winner. 3D-Fi My Life. There we go. So you have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. Golf claps in chat, everyone. Golf claps in chat. Oh, I can't wait when the stream ends. Then I gotta go pick up my little guy, and then I get to paint for the next couple hours. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. I love painting. I love refrigerator. And then I gotta wash all the stain off my legs. Ugh. Alright, just wait for this email to come through and then I'll fire it off. Oh, do I got a follow-up paid content collab? Hey, is it, what is, oh, it's AI slop. Fuck off. Block Iris. Goodbye, Iris. I do not want to promote your AI slop. Like, I swear, half the emails I get for my business email are just companies like, promote our AI image to model generating service. And it's like, no. No. Refuse to. Okay. Centauri Carbon. From what I understand, the Centauri Carbons are functionally pretty good machines for their price. Oop, how's this coming along? Yeah, it's coming along fine. Okay. So, we're going to call it there. I will post pictures of the prints when they're done. I'm going to keep doing benchy prints for the rest of the... for the next little bit, changing values and seeing if we can dial it in. And then once we get it going good, this printer is going to move over here. I don't know where I'm going to put this one for now, but this printer is going to go here so that we can continue to play with it without it taking up the whole bench, because we got to move on to other stuff. So we're going to call it there. I want to give a huge shout out to LDO Motors. For those that don't know, the stealth changer setup that we use for modding this printer is from LDO Motors. If you are interested in purchasing a stealth changer kit or any other 3D printer kit from LDO Motors, you can check out the resellers below. Also shout out to Luke from Luke's Lab. They provided the chibi tubes that are powering all these tool heads for hot ends. And then also Polymaker, the spool filament we give away this stream and every stream. Check them out. Links below. Some of those links use code Canuck, like the GamerSupps link, use code Canuck. Save a little bit of extra money as well. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others or became members of the channel yourself. I thank you for not being able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. We will return Friday with a printer unboxing, FlashForge Creator 5. So it'll be interesting to get your thoughts on that and see how my first experience with that printer goes. And then tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow, I don't know tomorrow, but at least either tomorrow or Thursday, more Twitch streaming as well, video games. Okay, enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. I got to get back to painting, and I will see you in the future. Good night.